all these fighters trying to get Gervonta Tank Davis, Abdul Wahid to go to Saudi Arabia, bro. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Catch me live Monday, Wednesday, Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, and please join the channel as a member. We drop exclusive content every single week for our members, so it's definitely worth the price of the membership to get access to our exclusive content that we drop every week. And if you want to debate, you can hit me up, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email address. Or you can always just come by the channel when I'm live, bro. Saudi Arabia is horrible for boxing. Yeah. 100%. 100%, bro. Number two, bro. What's up with all these people that y'all say Gervonta Tank Davis or do it with y'all say he ducking them, but they trying to take the rule that the whole teams, everybody involved with the teams and shit, trying to take the rules of boxing, the business of boxing, and make that shit not apply to Tank Davis. Cause they still got fucking salt all day, like salt. Just a salt shaker. Salt all over their ass because of how Floyd Mayweather little boy their ass when he was the man on top. And they trying to make that shit not mean nothing no more. Ticket sales don't mean shit. Pay-per-view buys don't mean shit. Revenue generated don't mean shit. Viewership numbers don't mean shit. All of that shit, it don't mean nothing. Nothing at all. When it comes to a fighters, these big name, so-called big name fighters that want to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, and we focusing in on Devin Haney, and we focusing in on Shakur Stevensons. And look, if you tired of me talking about these fighters, they the biggest fighters in the sport of boxing. This is what people want to hear about, so this one I'm gonna cover. If you don't want to hear it, deuces, goddammit. See, I don't know what to tell you. But I read some quotes from Shakur Stevensons, promoter, Bob Arum. And he was talking about Shakur and Tank Davis. And he says, the way it will probably happen where everything is happening is the Saudis. They might decide to do the fight after Ramadan this summer and cut the checks to the fighters. And that ends any kind of discussion on who gets what percentages. The stuff about A-side and dictating terms, that's total and complete nonsense. Once you settle on the money and work out the percentages, then everything else is easy. Everything else is nonsense. But again, if we start talking about A-side and B-side, then nothing happens. They just trade insults with each other, and that's childish. That's why a lot of fights haven't happened, because people involved in the sport, sometimes even us, have been very, very childish about arguing about that stuff that doesn't even matter. Bro, this is a horrible quote. And it's childish to say it. It's hypocritical to say it. Remember, this is the same team that was sending, like A-side, B-side shit don't matter, right? But this the same team that was sending petitions to the WBC because they didn't like the split of 75-25 with Devin Haney. And I'm noticing that, oh, we got this $20 million from Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney team talking about Tank Davis. Oh, if the fight happened between Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, it'll be put on by the Saudis, bro. It's two parts to this video that I want to touch on. Part one, we'll talk about the disrespect of Gervonta Tank Davis, Abdul Wahid, by these two statements alone. Because the hypocrisy of the shit is this, bro. If you are Bob Arum and Shakur Stevenson is breaking live gate records, doing that minimum $5 to $7 million live gates, breaking pay-per-view records, 1.2 million pay-per-view buys, did $25 million live gate in his last fight. If Shakur Stevenson was in that position and Tank Davis tried to pull Shakur Stevenson off of your network, who you got a motherfucking partnership deal with in ESPN, saying, oh, we got this money over here in Saudi Arabia, so that A-side, B-side shit, that shit don't matter. We got the money over here. So Shakur Stevenson gonna have to come over here. He gonna have to leave America, where he a huge star at, where he the biggest name in American boxing, and he gonna have to leave that shit and then go over here to Saudi Arabia, and that's how the fight will happen. And that way they can cut a check to the fighters, and the A side, B side shit don't matter at all. Boy, Bob Arum lose his mind. He'll cuss the reporter out for even asking him such a dumbass question. Even asking him such a dumbass, stupid ass question. You see, bro, you can get this shit off on people that can't think, people with no logic and no common sense. That shit, this Saudi Arabia shit don't work with somebody like me, bro. Like, it just makes no sense. None whatsoever. So, all the revenue in all the states and cities that Tank Davis is fought in, down in Atlanta, fighting in fucking New York, fighting in D.C., going out to L.A., fighting in Vegas and shit. All the work he's done to build up his name and make sure he has a fan base here in America. Work that, to this point, Shakur Stevensons, Devin Haney have not been able to do. He's supposed to throw all that shit away and go fight over in Saudi Arabia at 10 a.m. in the morning, all because the people who were unable to generate the success that he has generated don't want to succumb to and don't want to bend the knee to the fact that you're going to get a lesser share of the split. You're going to fight on the network that he fight on. And he going to dictate how the shit go. They don't want to bend to that. But when the same Bob Arum had Oscar De La Hoya and had Floyd Mayweather, he had no problem making sure that Oscar De La Hoya, as the A-side fighter, as the ticket seller, as the big revenue generator, he had absolutely, positively, 100%, no problem whatsoever. No problem whatsoever. Making sure Oscar De La Hoya and negotiating in the way that Oscar De La Hoya got the shit that he wanted. See, what I'm noticing is to fan bases, to fighters, and to the teams that manage them, to a lot of them, bro, A-side, B-side shit don't matter when you the B-side. That's when the shit don't matter no more. When it come to your favorite fighter, or you as a fighter, or your team as a promoter or manager or whatever, the A-side, B-side shit ceases to exist and it don't matter no more when you the one that's on the short end of the stick, bro. None whatsoever. That's how the shit go. But what's up with everybody telling Tank Davis that he got to go to Saudi Arabia, bro? Two of the fighters that we want to see him fight have we got a $20 million offer for Gervonta Tank Davis. And we already cooked on that. I ain't going to belabor the point, but Bob Arum let you know and confirmed everything I said. It's complete nonsense because they cut the checks to the fighters directly. So Saudi Arabia cut the checks to the fighter directly, and they had a check for Tank Davis for $20 million to fight Devin Haney, and they sent his check, they sent his offer over to Devin. They didn't reach out to Tank, they reached out to Devin's team to send the shit to Tank. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Whatever, bro. Saudi Arabia and Tank Davis will never mix. Because Tank Davis is a prime-time fighter here in America, meaning he fight at the time that fights have always happened for years and years. You want to watch a Mike Tyson fight? That bitch is in America. You going to be watching that bitch. The card going to start around 8, 9 o'clock. Mike walking out about 11, 11:30, maybe 10:30 if the card go by quick. You want to watch Oscar De La Hoya? You want to watch Oscar De La Hoya? Cool, no problem. Card going to start about 8 or 9. He walking out about 10, 11 on a Saturday night. He ain't fighting on no fucking Thursday. He ain't fighting over in a whole nother country where you got to get up at 10 a.m. to watch him and shit, because he is the man. That's how the shit been. That's how it's going to continue to go. You want to watch Canelo? Canelo ass is going to be right here in America. His ass going to fight on Cinco de Mayo. He going to fight on Mexican Independence Day or around that holiday. And his card is starting around 8, 9 o'clock. And he going to be walking out about 10, 11 o'clock. And your ass is going to be right here in America. People trying to change the rules when it comes to Tank, and haters won't admit it, and you act like you don't want to see it, bro. Everybody want to see him fight Devin, yes. Everybody want to see him fight Shakur, yes. What the fuck are they teams talking about some Saudi Arabia shit, bro? All because you don't want A side, B side to matter when your guy is the B side. When you could ask Eddie Hearn, you could ask Bob Arum, if they had Tank Davis, they wouldn't be trying to have his ass over in Saudi Arabia. What's the point of building your fan base here and then go to another country when you get to your biggest? Does LeBron James built his whole motherfucking name in the NBA. Now I'm the all-time NBA leading scorer. He get to his apex. I'm finna leave America and I'm finna go over here and play ball in Europe. Shit's stupid, bro. And y'all know it don't make no sense. But that's a trend that you're starting to see because people are trying to act like Tank Davis isn't who he is in boxing. People want to give him credit. Bob Arum call him an excellent fighter, say he's this, say he's that. But Bob Arum wants to try to have something to, like, they want to be able to try to negotiate like they have leverage. They don't want to send their fighters over to where their fighters have to go to get their biggest bag. They want to try to, listen, bro, if you are an American star, if you are Devin Haney, if you are Shakur Stevensons, why is your biggest bag in Saudi Arabia, bro? It's because you ain't built your fan base here. You ain't a star where you from. And now as a result, people don't want to accept who the star is. People don't want to accept who the man is. So now people trying to say, hey, man, all that shit you did, that don't matter. Take your ass to Saudi Arabia or you a duck. Like, what? All right then, bro. Y'all make that shit make sense if you want to. It don't make no sense whatsoever. Bob Arum all the way out of pocket. That shit do matter. The business of boxing do matter. Motherfuckers just don't want it to matter when they on the short end of the business. When they on the short end of the business. It's like fight predictions and shit. Fight predictions don't matter when you get that bitch wrong. When you get a motherfucking fight wrong, oh man, you know. I mean, it's a 50-50 shot anyway. You know, you pick the winner and whoever wins at the end of the day, I just want the fight. Same person that'll do that shit when they get a motherfucking pick right. I told you he was gonna knock him out. I got the round right. I got the punch right. I told you he wasn't on this level. But I thought you said picks don't matter. Man, come on, bro. I got that shit right, bro. Like, that's what they do. That what these promoters and these networks and these entities, bro, that's what they doing. A side, B side don't matter until you the A side. Then you want everything coming to you. Furthermore, cooked on that, Saudi Arabia is bad for boxing, bro. It's bad for boxing. Because fighters, it's the easy way out. And then when they decide to leave, people going to get spoiled. They're going to get used to getting them bags. They're going to get used to not being put in a position where they have to be profitable. And then they're going to come back to wherever they was at. And they're going to try to get money and shit. And people going to be like, boy, you crazy here. I ain't the Saudi prince just looking to just put on the circus and shit. Saudi Arabia treat boxing like a circus. Oh, entertainment. Oh, it's fun. I want to see this guy fight, that guy fight, this guy fight, that guy fight, that guy fight. I'm going to overpay all of y'all. I don't care if the card make money. I don't care if the ticket make money. I don't care about none of that shit. I just want to see these guys fight, so I'm putting on this fight. Eventually, that shit run out. Motherfuckers don't get rich by just continuing to give away money. They going to get bored with boxing. And then fighters going to be like, damn, that well done ran out. Oh, man. Francis Ngunu. Saudi Arabia is putting us in a position where Francis Ngunu is going to have 2 professional fights. One against Tyson Fury, won against Anthony Joshua. No disrespect to Francis Ngannou, bro. But I take your Francis Ngannou and I raise you. Every heavyweight boxer in the top 10 to 15 is more deserving. You pick them. You pick them. Fighters that have dedicated their lives. To going in there and honing their craft, and they really legitimately deserve a shot. He getting 2 shots off the rip. Shot against Tyson Fury, lost that motherfucker. Second fight, Anthony Joshua. What if Francis Ngannou never fight professionally after this shit? And you go look up his boxing record, and in the history of boxing, you see, damn, he fought a lineal champion, the WBC champion, and then he fought the former unified champion and shit, and he got paid how much? And then he done? What about this guy that was number 1 at the time, or this guy that was number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? Well, what about them? They all put in more work than him. Because the shit a circus. Because the Sheik was like, I like Francis Ngannou. I want to see him fight Anthony Joshua. I'll pay him $15, $20 million. How's that good, bro? What does that do for the sport? When you an entity that don't care about making money, that don't care about making the sport grow and make it profitable, and you put on circus fights simply because you want to be entertained and not the best fights, bro, you're not good for the sport. You're not good for the sport. Furthermore, as a fight fan that's in the UK, as a fight fan that's in America, how's it good for the sport? How's it good for American boxing if the guys that we want to see fight in America, we can't see them? Maybe you can get to a Devin Haney fight if it's in the Bay. Maybe you can get to a Devin Haney fight if it's in Las Vegas. How the hell you gonna get to a Devin Haney fight if it's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia or some shit? And as a result, his name keep dropping. He getting paid more money, but his name dropping because he ain't even in his home country where his own fans is at, where his own fans can come to his fight. And the viewership on the fight don't do good because the motherfucker fighting at 10 in the morning. But then he come back because he just got that big ass bag, and now he come back to America looking for a bag, and all the American promoters like, we can't pay you that. I mean, that's cool, you got that money, but that Saudi Arabia event lost $40 million, $50 million. Over here, you got to sell. You got to be profitable. See, it's great that Amazon is in boxing because Amazon has a limited amount of money like Saudi Arabia, but Amazon going to be about getting that bread, getting that paper, making the shit profitable. So as a result, they going to make sure that you get a good fight, something that'll sell. And the fighters are going to have to build their name and build their platform because they're going to be fighting right here in America. Why the fuck would you want Shakur Stevensons? Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevensons, the biggest fight in the lightweight division right now. Biggest fight in the lightweight division right now. You want that fight where the cards start at 10 a.m., Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson come to the ring at 2 p.m., and no disrespect to nobody, and you got a bunch of Saudi Arabian people in the chat that don't understand the culture of where Tank come from or the culture of where Shakur come from. So when one of them walk out to Lil Baby and the other one walk out to shit, I don't know, Kendrick Lamar or something, the crowd just sitting there like this. Ain't nobody going crazy. It ain't bumping. It ain't booming. It ain't lit because they over there at 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Saturday. And since Saudi Arabia don't really care about making no money, right? The viewership is trash because it's on at 2 p.m. But Alabama is also playing motherfucking LSU in football at the same time. So God, it would be horrible, bro. It would be absolutely horrible, bro. A bad look. It would stifle the sport. Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney is arguably the biggest fight from 140 down. My argument is I think Teofimo is a bigger fight. But Tank Davis, Devin Haney, the best fight. The fight that I want more than any fight in boxing right now. From 140 pounds down, top two biggest. But for me, it's the best fight in boxing right now. Best, where it's the one I want the most. I would love to see that fight the most. They fight in Saudi Arabia, not Vegas, not New York, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, the press conference ain't in New York and LA because they fighting in Saudi Arabia. Remember, they fly you out for the press conference. How many people that want to cover that fight can't cover it? How many people that will want to go to that fight can't go to that fight? And they too are fighting at 10 a.m. Card, they don't walk out till 2 p.m. Two of the biggest names in American boxing got to go to Saudi Arabia, all because, check this. One, Saudi Arabia views boxing as a circus and they just trying to have this shit for entertainment, number one. And number two, because the B side to that equation don't want to accept that you ain't the man in your own country. So you want to go try to make it seem like y'all is equal by flying across to Saudi Arabia, and all the people that cap for Shakur Stevensons, all the people that cap for Devin Haney, all the people that cap for Eddie Hearn, Bill Haney, Bob Arum, everyone that hates on Gervonta Davis' status on behalf of these two fighters that we talking about where their teams have made mention of having the fight have to happen in Saudi Arabia. All of those people that are capping for that shit, you wouldn't even be able to go to the fight because 90% of you, 95% of you don't have the money to go or the passport to go to Saudi Arabia. And you can't even hardly put on a fight party for the fight because the fight is at 2 p.m. on a Saturday. And so who the hell having a fight party at 2 p.m. on a Saturday, bro? There is no business. There is no entity that can enter a business not caring about being profitable in that business and be good for that business. Maybe that was a little too fast for some of you, bro. There is no entity that can enter into a business and not care about being profitable in that business and be good for that business at the same time. That is common sense business 101. Common sense. You can't see it. That motherfucking business degree is right over there. That business degree is right over there. I'm looking at it right here. Matter of fact, I won't give you my government. I won't give you my government. But here go the picture that's next to it. That's the picture. That's the picture that's next to it. Common sense. So everybody telling you, bro, lying to you, telling you that Saudi Arabia is good for the sport, that it's going to help boxing move forward, bro, it's all bad. Your American fighters would have to go to Saudi Arabia and it will fuck up their fan base and hurt them building their name here in their own country. It will mess up the viewership of fights because of the time that it has to come on. And there isn't any scenario in life, there isn't any scenario in business where anyone entering business who doesn't care about making money in that business is good for that business, bro. You need people that want to see the business be successful, that want to grow fighters, and that care about the bottom line. Because when you care about the bottom line, it's going to make you make smart decisions. That's going to make you make profitable decisions. And it's going to put you in a position to put on the fights that fans want to see at reasonable numbers to where everybody can eat. And make you have to do that in all the time. And it's going to make you have to work for the shit that you claim you want. If you claim you want to be a pay-per-view star and you claim you want to be the man, going to Saudi Arabia ain't the answer, bro. For none of these fighters. It'll hurt their brand more than it can help it. Mark my words. Y'all let me know what y'all think, though. Abdul Wahid, Gervonta Tank Davis, his ass shouldn't have to, nor should anybody be talking about he should go to Saudi Arabia for no fight. A-side, B-side, shit don't matter, that's cap. It just don't matter to motherfuckers that's the B-side. When you the A-side, you want your shit. Quit acting like the shit don't matter, bro. In Saudi Arabia, I can't wait for them to get out of boxing. They doing nothing for the sport but hurting it, and it's a circus and a clown show. Let me know what y'all think. Comment below, smash the like, sub to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace out.